I'm fine.
This is Colm McGuigan for IFL TV. Delighted to be joined by Eddie Hearn. Edward, what a night of boxing, mate.
Unbelievable. I mean, that main event was just thrilling to watch. I mean, the performance from Bam, just one of the best I've seen. I always say one of the best I've seen. Like, people take mickey at me for that, but like, up close, I felt so lucky to watch it. And Sonny, like, for all the yap and all the, you know, he showed a massive set of cojones in there. I think his eye socket went in like the second round. His eyebrow was falling off after 6 rounds, and he had to fight the fight that probably he didn't want to fight, and he shouldn't have fought, but had to, which was sit in a pocket and trade with Bam, you know. And Bam was just relentless, wasn't he? Just didn't stop, and we really need to thank those guys for giving us that fight, because both those guys can cruise through the other champions, but decided to fight each other straight away, straight off the bat, and just a magical night.
What's next for Bam Rodriguez now? A household name, building a star there?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, when you do the pound for pound list, you must have Bam on your list, right? And I think we also forget he's 23 years old, so just incredible. And look, when he won a world title at 115, don't forget, this guy's really a light flyweight. That's what he was. Then he said, I want to go back to flyweight, become a 2-division champion. Won the title, unified the title. Now he's talking about going back to 115 to fight Gallo Estrada. It's a massive fight. I mean, I can see him going to bantamweight. You know, like, it's just, these guys are going to fluctuate between the divisions. Chocolatito is there, but obviously he's friendly with Mr. Honda and everybody. It's a difficult fight to make, but, you know, just I think Gallo Estrada could be the one. Or Julio Cesar Martinez and Delakian. He could go through those other champions and become undisputed.
Peter McGrail suffered a really disappointing defeat for him tonight because he was cruising. What did you make of that?
Just like an absolute shocker. Like, that is boxing. And just shows you can never switch off. And I said to him after, like, it's not even, it's hard to say he didn't switch off, but it was just almost like a freak shot. You know, he was dominating the fight, he was looking fantastic, and he just got hit by a huge right hand from Jericho Quinn. You know, he wants to bring the rematch to Belfast.
He told me if you offered him £1 million to fight the rematch in Liverpool, he would say, no, it has to be Belfast. Why?
Well, I mean, obviously, there's a contracted rematch, so we'll have to discuss that. But, you know, at the end of the day, Peter McGrail gave him the opportunity over here for his title, and, you know, it was a Brit coming to America for the fight, and we'll look to do the rematch in the UK. But he deserves his props, Jericho. I mean, you know, it was a massive win for him. Massive win, and a devastating defeat for Peter McGrath.
Do you need Boston really coming of age performance tonight because he comes out with a win?
Yeah, like, he wasn't happy with his performance, but I said to the guys, look, over here it's different, right? The talent pool is so much deeper. So when you get a guy who's like, I don't know, 6-4 or 3-3, those guys are not far sometimes off British title level. They don't stop trying. They don't stop throwing. They get up. And this kid from Detroit, right, Gordy Russ, he's from the wrong side of the tracks, mate. He's a tough fucking hombre. Do you know what I mean? And he ain't going to give up. And he was a dog in there tonight. And I gave him 2 rounds, maybe 3, I don't think so. But that's the kind of fight that's going to, you know, Junaid's head was a bit down afterwards, didn't box well. Good, humble young man, humble. You know, he's getting a little bit Jack the Lad, and I like that. But also remember, this sport, there's a long way to go for Junaid Boston, and it's okay, he can beat people up in Sheffield and learn that way, but that was in the deep end, and that's where you learn, in the trenches, and he was in the trenches in the 3rd round. Hurt. You're loving this, aren't you? You know, but that's what, I love it. And I went in the change room after, I was like, loved that fight, and he's like, I was terrible, and Grant Smith was moaning, and I said, don't worry about it, I loved it, you know, because that's what, I know, we want to see that. The coaches don't want to see that. The fight, but you've got to show a little bit of arsehole sometimes, you know? And that's what he showed tonight. Fair play to both of them. Let's do the rematch over 10 rounds.
Galal Yafai and MJ Akhmadalov. Unbelievable result for both. Akhmadalov now will face Inoue as the mandatory, is that right?
Yeah, he's
yeah.
That's what I want to see from MJ. You know, I told him after the fight, you've got to go in and fuck people up. You know, I'm on one, aren't I?
Yeah.
No, but I'm buzzing after that main event. But sometimes a fighter like Akhmadaliev, when they try and get too technical, sitting in here, it's like, mate, you punch like a mule. You're an absolute beast at 122 pounds. If he would have boxed like that against Tapales, he would have beat him easy. Once he upped the tempo, once he started letting his hands go, he was smashing Gonzalez to pieces, who was like 24-0. So yeah, good to see him back. Galal just so excited. The punch output is unbelievable. Just sometimes needs to slow it down a little bit and try and sink him in a little bit more. And I'm so pleased that he was on this card, so pleased that he was ringside for that fight, because you can see the levels you need to get to.
We're a week out from AJ Wilder, AJ against Wallin.
Yeah,
Your arsehole must be going like this right now, is it?
Always. I mean, and it's only Saturday. I love it because every time AJ fights, we're all in. We're just so emotionally invested. We're financially invested, and we love it. We want him to win, and it's a really high risk fight next Saturday. But I really fancy the fight. I think Ben Davidson's done a good job. AJ's confident. Everything I'm hearing out of camp is great. Got to go in and be aggressive. And as I said before, fucking smash him up. That's what we got to do.
There was an interview with Frank Warren this week where he said he will be the one promoting Wilder AJ. Are you getting your own deal with Saudi, or is it always going to be a Queensbury show out there and will AJ Wilder be on?
We will be promoting that fight. I'm sure Queens will be involved as well. I think they have an association with Wilder as well. I'm not really bothered, to be honest with you, but we're the A side, so yes, we will be promoting that fight. I'm sure.
Will you be getting your own deal then with His Excellency over there?
Who knows what the future holds? At the moment, it's not really a priority. What is a priority is we've got 3 of our fighters on the show next week. We've got the main event in the fight, the A side of the main event. We're very lucky and happy to be involved, and we've also trying to work towards promoting Joshua against Wilder. So whatever name goes on the I don't really care. I just want AJ to fight Wilder, want him to win next week, want to keep providing opportunities for my fighters, want to keep expanding our business globally. It's been an incredible journey promoting with His Excellency, and I can't wait to get out there.
There was also talk from Josh Kelly last night after his performance that he wants Conor Bendix. What do you make of that?
I quite like the fight, to be honest with you.
I think it's a great fight.
Yeah, Conor's going to fight on February the 3rd, which we'll announce this week.
Barrios in Vegas?
Someone.
In Vegas?
Possibly. We'll see. But it's different. It's just under 7 weeks now. So, I just want that date. I want him to fight on that date. And we'll continue talks with Eubanks. Unbelievably frustrating. He's got his own issues to resolve. But Josh Kelly, yeah, why not? Obviously Conor's ambition is to have a mega fight. I don't see that quite as a mega fight, but it's a really good fight, and maybe. I don't rule it out. It's not one we're targeting, but maybe.
Do you see John Fury's comments on an interview saying that, what did you make up?
I don't know. He said
it's not Tyson that's on the decline, it's the team. What did you make of that?
It's obviously people aren't happy with the camp and the team, and I don't know. It's their problem, not mine. You never really know what goes on in the camp. He might be doing his own thing. Maybe for that Ngannou fight, he just told everyone what he was doing. Sometimes you get a high-profile fighter that disconnects with his training team, and particularly his head trainer, and they become such a big star that they end up doing their own thing. So it's like this. Right, what do you want to do tomorrow, Tyson? I've seen it before. Disaster. Never, what do you want to do tomorrow, Tyson? It's, Tyson, I'll see you here at 7 o'clock in the morning. We're going to do our run, and then we're going to spar at 1 o'clock. Don't be late. You know what I mean? And sometimes, and I would probably think something like that happened in the Ngannou fight. And they need to get it together quickly, because if that camp ain't right, and he ain't training correctly for the Usyk fight, he has absolutely no chance. And the fight is only 9 weeks away, something like that.
Froch's comments. Go on.
Which ones? About what? Which ones?
He's made so many comments this week. Obviously, you hit back in a few interviews. I didn't get speaking to you about it. What do you make of what he's saying at the moment?
About which ones? The AJ ones?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really like it, to be honest with you. I think, AJ, Carl, Rob, EIS, that's a kind of brotherhood, really, and we should really be supporting our great fighters. But Carl is outspoken, he's opinionated, and he's always, entitled to his opinion. But I don't agree with it a lot of the time.
Edward, finally we can talk about this, that it's officially done.
You alright?
Yeah, man. Just couldn't see for the second round, but just want to say,
Stitched you already.
yeah. Just want to say thank you for the opportunity.
Well done.
Thanks for the event. I was buzzing to be part of it, and I'm looking forward to coming back.
Very proud of you.
No,
And,
thank you.
people in Britain are as well, because without you, we wouldn't have got that fight tonight. And you ended up having to fight the fight that probably isn't the best fight for you, but it was the fight that showed you got plenty of arsehole. And you can sit in the pocket, you can trade. And like I said, everyone very proud of you. Thank you for boxing, for giving us that fight.
No, it's grateful to be a part of an event. You know, when I came and spoke to you, Eddie, and you went, what weight are you going to do? And I went, light flyweight. And you went, what are you going to do? Fight £1,500 for a world title? You won't remember that, I do. But to be a part of such an event, yeah, okay, I came up second best today, but I never really dreamed that as a flyweight I'd ever get something like that, especially not in America. So grateful to be a part of it. I know I'll be back. I know there's a lot of options there.
Just get those belts back.
Yeah, man. But thank
well
you,
done,
Eddie.
mate. Respect. Well done, boys. Grant, well done, mate. Good job.
Finally we can speak about this as it's actually done. Berlanga McCrory.
Can I just say as well, right, make sure you support him, Sonny Edwards, because I know that social media and bravado and, you know, fake smile and all this is nice. And also, when you talk a lot of shit, you have to be prepared to come with the shit that comes back. But in the eye of a fighter and knowing fighters, he'll have a tough few weeks ahead. So I think we should give him the respect he deserves for giving us a great fight and showing plenty of bottle in there, something that a lot of people couldn't do, me included. So
You're quite emotional about that. Why?
because
Why do you feel so strong?
Because I feel like fighters, we all support, we all criticise, we all shout and scream and have a beer and watch and go on, but we go to bed. Do you know what I mean? And everyone's got their own struggles. But as a fighter, like when you put your entire life into something and you get beat, you have to go to bed wondering what's next, or your dream that you know, that belt that you had, world champion. I'm no longer world champion. What, you know, when you open up your social media and it's your shit, you're this. And again, he's different because he really does give it a big one. Do you know what I mean? But people like Peter McGrail, like, it's a really harrowing experience and a dark experience for people. And especially over Christmas, do you know what I mean? I think we just need to be a little bit conscious as a sport to help people, because sometimes it's like, and you know, sometimes people, like, he couldn't have acted better in the aftermath. Do you know what I mean? Stayed in a ring, you know, with your face freaking cut open, done his interview, congratulated the whole team and family, gracious in defeat. He couldn't have done any more. So, you know, I just think that it's difficult to recover. And he will go, feel great. You know, I've seen him already tweet, bam, whip my ass, and he's a chirpy kid. But boxing is also his entire life, and it'll be a dark few days and weeks. So just be conscious. That's all I'm saying.
You feel so strongly about this. Is there like some sort of matchroom aftercare for movie fighters, for example?
It's more than like there's two kinds of aftercare. One is when you leave the sport, right, and you don't know anything else, right? I mean, but that happens in everyone's job. Honestly,
That might happen to you when you leave boxing.
Look, my dad is 75. He's supposed to be retired. He can't retire because if he retired, like, I honestly believe illnesses like dementia and stuff like that honestly would come quicker, right? If you're sitting at home and your brain's not working and the buzz or the fire is out of your heart, and as much as he loves going fishing or walking the dog, his life would feel empty without the business, without the hustle, without, do you know what I mean? And it doesn't, like, that's the same for me. One day I'm going to pack it all up. I don't really have a lot else in my life other than my job and my work, you know. And so like, outside of that and outside of your kids and stuff like that, I don't know what I'd do with myself. Like, I always say, yeah, at 50, yeah, I'm going to leave it. And then do what? this is my bread and butter. This is what I do every day. This is what fills my heart with passion. And that's the same with a fighter, but more difficult for a fighter. Because you imagine Sonny Edwards walking out there tonight, like, you know, he just said there, oh my God, like, you know, but he knows he'll come again. He knows he might have another one of those nights. But when it's all over, imagine going to the gym twice a day for 20 years and being in that gym environment and being around people. People also don't understand that environment. Now, we talk about, as a community, grassroots club, it's a family, it's a community, all this kind of stuff. It's the same in the pro game. That gym is like a brotherhood. You know, it's like a family in there. So when you can't go down to the gym anymore and train and have something in your life, that's when it becomes really dark and difficult to deal with. So there's that aftercare, and then there's the aftercare for a fighter, you know? So, yeah, I think where we can, I mean, it's difficult, and, you know, everybody's got different relationships with different people. Some people you get on with, some people not so. Some people push you away, some people want help, but I just feel like, you know, in an instance like that, you know, everyone always tries their best. So
You're not a bad bloke deep down, you know. You get a lot of hate, but you're not.
I've got a good heart, but I'm quite, you know, I'm quite selfish because I'm driven, and sometimes I forget certain things because I'm just so focused on winning and trying to succeed in what I do. It's not everybody's cup of tea, but I've got a good heart deep down. I love to see people do well, I really do, and I love to make sure people are okay. Just like Padraig McCrory.
Yeah. Before you get ushered away,
I'm
just going to say I really push for that.
Yeah. You do. It's all down to you, Colm. Padraig McCrory got the call up, Feb 24.
You've made a big mistake.
Is he going to win?
You've made a big mistake,
You
my
know
friend.
what? It's going to be an absolute bloodbath.
I'm not joking when I say this. I know I couldn't be too confident, but you've made a massive mistake.
I don't mind. This is where you're wrong. You know, people go to me, oh, you've made a mistake. Mate, great. All I want is a great fight.
I actually like Berlanga, but Padraig McCrory's all
He's
wrong
going to
for
knock him out.
think
What, when you
Padraig
say he's all
McCrory-
wrong? What, just because he's very heavy-handed?
so heavy-handed.
Yeah.
Like,
Good. Like, listen, Edgar Berlanga's my guy. If he can't beat Padraig McCrory, he ain't beating Munguia. He ain't beating Canelo Alvarez. He ain't beating Benavidez. You've got to go through these guys. And Padraig McCrory is ranked, I think, 3 with the governing bodies. I think top 10 with every other governing body. It's a really, really good fight. That's what we want, isn't it?
and if Padraig McCrory was to beat Berlanga, does that mean then he becomes...
I think he looked to him for a fight with Munguia. I mean, does he throw himself in the mix for Canelo? I don't know.
Big nights in Belfast, Eddie?
Mate, listen, if Padraig McCrory wins that fight, he has swum the channel and won the lottery, Euro Millions, on the same night.
And I'll get a cut of it. Eddie, last one. You've announced those 3 shows. Good end of the US trip with back-to-back shows. Just a message to everyone that's been to the shows and looking forward to 2024.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, look, we work really hard. Like, we've got a great team, and we all knock our nuts out, and, you know, and I do the same, and do it because I love it. I love giving you great nights, and I don't like it when it's not a good night. What gives me the best feeling is when you have a great night and when you enjoy it, like tonight. I'm absolutely buzzing. If that was a shit fight and it was a shit show, I'd come out here and I'd go, oh yeah, regulate, yeah. But actually, I'd go back to the room, and this is my sort of downtime, if you like, or my, you know, I'd say depressing time, but sad time, is when it doesn't go very well. And I go back to the room and I'll sit there, miserable. Tonight I go back to the room, and I'm pretty sure there's a giant family size of peanut M&Ms, and I'm going to crack those bad boys open, try and have a good kip, but I won't be able to because I'm buzzing. And then tomorrow, somehow we've got to get to Saudi. It's about 16 hours and then about 11 hours ahead. So I think we get there on Wednesday or something like that. But what a fucking life.
Right, rap us out, you have to. There has to be a rap song. No, there's going to be a rap song.
Calm.
Regulate is
I watch
bang.
these things, right? And I'm like, what are you doing? Like,
There has to be a rap song. You know what? You're getting plaudits for the Regulate tune.
but I actually know most of the lyrics, actually. But I feel like when I can't hear it, like, it's difficult to actually... So what I can do for you, because I'm in a really good mood.
Different tune though. You know, like Warren G's about to share that. Did you see the comments underneath it? If Warren G shares that,
I don't really know, like, what other songs can I rap?
something Biggie Smalls 2-pack.
Mm.
It was all a dream.
What about?
Go on, Edward. Wrap us out.
No, I'm not wrapping you out. We were going to do Cypress Hill, Insane in the Brain, but you said there's a copyright issue. No. Why are you trying to get crazy with me? Don't you know I'm loco?
I'm fine.